Hello, my name is Alyssa Mascareñas, and today I will be presenting the problems of our New Mexico education as well as COIFD. Both are ranked 50th in our nation, which is very poor and worst in the country. We are finding that both systems of education and child welfare are intertwined, causing our children and students to have compounding conflicts of emotion, social barriers, which in fact impact their school performance. Reinstating that New Mexico is 50th in the nation for education, we do have current problems like the Yazzie/Martinez lawsuit, which is a lawsuit towards New Mexico for the failure of providing quality education for at-risk students, including Native American students, English learners with disabilities, and low-income families. Our test scores are reflective of our rank in the nation. We currently have 87% of 8th graders who cannot perform at math grade level, a foundational literacy skills of 4th graders of 79% that are not at reading level for their age. And we also have shortages in critical fields like math, science, special education, and bilingual education. This is causing a overcrowd in classrooms, and we're relying on substitutes, and this is just a lack of individual instruction for those who need it. As our current situation in New Mexico being 50th in child welfare, New Mexico does the highest rates of maltreatment with 53.4 cases per 1,000 children, 13% of children within the welfare system facing abuse or neglect, 59% of young children aged 3 to 4 are not enrolled in early education, and 3 out of 3 teachers feel as if CYFD has not helped out their own observations of child maltreatment. Our plan to build more educational and safer emotional and physical environments for our children in New Mexico. Our plan is to, 1, build better connections between the education system and CYFD, as well as COIFD increasing social workers, counselors, and mental health professionals. Number 3, access to early childhood programs or career technology education could enhance the readiness for school and the workforce, and hiring more qualified teachers, particularly in areas needed like math, science, and bilingual education, and also improve and create our emotional support programs in school. Our first plan is to make better connections for CYFD and public schools. Basically, this will be where teachers will report to their admin or social workers will report to the school's admin about any signs of maltreatment of a specific child. And basically, once a month, CYFD social workers or workers will be meeting with that one admin employee to discuss any of the signs of maltreatment of the children and prepare for the children's plan experiencing maltreatment, and basically improving just the communication between public schools and the CYFD to ensure that children are safe and to make better reports, and basically making it better for the children to ensure that they are safe. This will also be a point where the teachers and admin can talk about keeping the child on track for school and social learning. Our second plan for CYFD is to hire more resources, which include social workers, counselors, mental health professionals with master degrees. Also hiring to address more of the children's educational outcomes and equipping schools to handle the challenges faced by students from high stress environments from that are affecting from their home life, as well as more hands-on workers to help out the problem or the root of the problem to save the children's emotional environment. This will help implement evidence-based prevention, early intervention programs, maintaining these social workers, having access to behavioral health and their community-based services, and also strengthening oversight and accountability. The third plan is improving the education system by hiring more qualified teachers and improving and expanding educational programs. So this will mean that we have better access to early childhood programs and career technical education, as well as hires more qualified teachers in needed areas such as math, science, and bilingual education, and creating better teacher positions in rural areas, motivating more certified teachers to come into the area and really expand how many teachers we have in those areas so classrooms aren't as crowded and there's better education for those students. Our fourth plan is to provide emotional learning programs. By doing this, we're fostering emotional intelligence, we're bettering our students' social skills. They will begin to have a sense of belonging, and by doing this, we will be providing professional development for students by addressing them to learn how emotional challenges could happen within the student and learning how to foster them. Secondly, we will adopt evidence-based ESL programs like counseling, mentoring, and after-school programs, also making an emphasis on mental health support. So this will mean that we will have more social workers coming into the school, more programs being provided, and basically having any program that will help the students with their social being and their emotional being. Cost and budget for CYFD. Right now, the legislative has approved for a budget of $80 million for social work, which will go into social workers' salary, which will help develop and maintain these caseworkers, having more master level social work licensures, also having house programs for 3-year pilot projects, which will help with research and evidence-based community prevention and interventions, money to recruit, support, and maintain resources for families and treatments for foster care families, as well as support workforce development and behavior health provider capacity. By investing in balanced approach to children's academic and emotional support by building connections will help improve children's safety and emotional/mental health. It will improve CYFD's oversight and accountability. It will help academic success for at-risk students. It will also develop social emotional learning as well as long-term success, as in preparing adults to be working and in their social well-beings as adults. It will also improve our math and literacy scores and improve our child welfare. In conclusion, New Mexico investing in a balanced approach to children's academic and emotional support through building connections will help our students critically in their safety, development, education, and well-being. By increasing funds for education and child welfare, we will be reflecting a commitment to addressing the problems and highlighting our Yazzie/Martinez lawsuit, as well as our child welfare statistics. It will also be expanding access to behavioral health and mental health for our rural areas or low-income communities. We will be fostering emotional intelligence and creating inclusive school environments, which will help our children in their future and as well as our state's future. In conclusion, the continued refinement and implications of evidence-based strategies will be the key to achieving our state's failure of education and child welfare.